I used to believe a delusion that I was connected with something divine and all powerful and all loving and all knowing. And I would go out and play hide and seek with this entity. I would wait for signs and things out of the ordinary to catch my attention. Like this arrow, I guess I'll keep going. And I thought it was a healthy way to communicate with someone that so-called loved you, cared for you, wanted the best for you. You just had to seek and ye shall find kind of thing. And that seeking for that love and understanding from something higher really puts a lot of abuse into oneself, thinking that you're not good enough, thinking that you gotta keep striving and reaching higher and higher to attain that love that this entity wants from you. And so I would go out and play hide and seek and make up things in my head to justify the ways I was thinking about this being. It put me here. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I know deep down there's something good inside of me. And I can see the evil and I can see the injustices and the suffering of this place. And I don't align with that. I align with something higher, something not of this world. So this being must exist and it must want the best for me. So I have to just keep searching and seeking and yearning for that higher connection. And those are the games I used to play with myself. Like dog shit. I treated myself like dog shit under the shoe of this being because I was not worthy. I was not capable of doing that for myself. So I sought something outside of myself because of the way I was raised and the indoctrination and the programming and yada, yada, yada. You know the story. I'm sure you can relate. And so now I'm out here and things seem a lot less magical than they used to when I believed in this spiritual good. It's like all the magic has been stripped away from reality. And that's not how I want to experience, quote, life. I know magic is real, magical, supernatural, which just means elevation above this mundane reality. That is true reality. Not this barren wasteland. Yeah, it looks green. And you hear the birds chirping, but there is no real life in any of this. So yeah, life has become much less magical, and I have less magical thinking about why things happen and what my purpose is here. And it was depressing at first, getting adjusted to the true fake reality of this place, and not spiritual bypassing, not gaslighting myself to accept the unacceptable things this reality presents itself as. So these walks are a lot less magical than they used to be. But that doesn't mean something isn't there watching, studying, and orchestrating things behind the scenes. And if you are there, please show yourself. Give me a sign. Give me some abstract puzzle piece that I have to look at and try to fit somewhere and make a picture out of nothing. Please, I just love doing that. It's great. It's great to keep me on the wild goose hunt of trying to find the truth in a false reality. So let's see, there's a path here. Let's go down here. Looks like a path just opened up for me. Let's see what treasures await me. I know I'm just kind of being sarcastic and whatnot. I had a terrible time sleeping last night. I was awoken, had to use the bathroom, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I got about maybe 4 hours, if that. And I was just in bed tossing and turning, trying to sleep, fighting the restless mind and the restless body. Yet at the same time, the body was drained and needed to sleep. So you're caught in this tug of war of being a hostage. And it's not right. And these are the small things that we just accept as that's just life. It's just life to be tortured, having to sleep, yet being forced awake and not being allowed to sleep. And that's just okay. It's my fault. And I should beat up myself. And now I'm going to be drained today. I'm going to not feel good. And that's my fault. I'm to blame for that because I couldn't get to sleep. You know, these gaslighting tactics, they only work if you believe in false narratives and magical thinking about a perverted abomination of a reality. And when you can finally see it for what it is, nothing is justifiable that happens here. Nothing. So I just wanted to get out instead of being a little pity party and say, oh, woe is me. I'm tired. I can't sleep and I have to go to work. I'm gonna just be in a bad mood all day. No, I'm out here living life to the fullest by using my 2 feet and just walking, because that's about as much as you can do in this place. Well, most people nowadays just get in their car and use 4 wheels, but no, I'm going back to the old ways. I'm using my 2 feet. I'm getting out and getting my hands dirty in this reality to see if there's any treasures that I'm missing. Like that ant. What a beautiful specimen. If only it knew that it was just a robot. I mean, really, all of this is just advanced technology that we have been led to believe is called nature. But this is just all advanced technology that something else created that has an intelligence far greater than the capacity of our brains. I'm not saying they're more intelligent than you in your natural state, but in the state that they put you in, they are far more advanced and more intelligent while you're in this body. So we see these things and we think, oh, it must have just come about from natural processes. When everything screams advanced technology. So we're just, it's like we've been put into a dome, a petri dish, and they've created an environment around us. Who knows? What is this? Melted buildings? Is this ancient trees that were cut down and then calcified? You know, none of this makes sense. Look at our beautiful, beautiful modern world. It's just as despicable and horrendous as anything else. At least nature is somewhat, can be seen as beautiful on the outside. But come on the outside of that, It's just spears being put into the heart and the soul, having to be forced to look at such ugliness day in and day out. So what does this talk about? I don't know. There's many things I want to talk about, but it's hard to get it out. So I find it's easier just to start talking and see where the conversation goes and see where the trail goes. It's good to be neutral about life after you've processed things and revealed the ugly truth beneath it, so that they no longer control you anymore. And you know the reason why you're acting and behaving in those certain ways. And once you see it for what it is, you can, quote, heal yourself and let it go and remain neutral. A new trail like this, a new trail that you're going on. No longer being held back by what you were led to believe was you. This whole thing's like a mind fuck. It's fucking you day in and day out, while we just take it and accept it and want more of it, and then try to justify it, when all we want is peace. All we want is peace, yet there's none of it. Peace, whole. See, in the words themselves, there's fuckery. We want peace. No, I don't want just a piece. I want the whole thing. Well, the whole thing is a whole, so it means there's a whole. It's just, that's the way this place works. Even when you think you're doing something good, there's some kind of mind fuckery in the background working it for evil. This place can't be fixed. Everything about this place is wrong. And it's not me being negative, it's just me being honest and seeing it for what it is. And that allows me to detach and not further victimize myself into thinking it's my fault. And I don't want to be a victim. Yeah, we've all been victimized, but that's not who we are at heart. To have to go through this takes tremendous courage and resolve and will just to get through each and every day. And every layer of our day has this filthy, despicable, dark hand around it, manipulating and orchestrating control. And us just accepting it as reality and just going along with it. Are we from this place? I'm not from this place. Yeah, my body's from this place, but I'm not. I'm not. And if that's all I can come to know, that's better than nothing. Because if I'm not from this place, that means this place cannot hold me, cannot keep me. But if I keep relating to the parts of this place that it does have control over, then it can have control over those aspects and potentially keep me. But once I fully let go of those false identities and those false promises, the illusions, the narratives, the stories that we've been told and that we tell ourselves, because someone else told us, and then someone else told us. The authorities of this place keep telling us stories, keep wanting us to be trapped in their narratives so that we can be swayed and led astray like good little sheep. That's what we have come to see about this place. And then you have other people trying to get you wrapped up in their stories and their narratives. We're all just believing these stories and these narratives about life. Can we let go of the stories? Can we let go of the narratives? We're seeking something, a story. Think about all the religions, they're all stories. Think about all science, just a story. Think about everything that we, sorry for the stuttering, but everything we tell ourselves is just based off a story, based off an illusion. And then the more people believe the story, the more it holds weight and we think it's truthful. And then we create this false reality in our minds and these different cults. The culture of this place is one huge cult. And then everything else, everything in this place is a cult. It's to get you to be deceived and to believe the group think, whether it be small or large. It happens on a large scale and it trickles down to small scale. And the more that you are involved in these cults, the more your sovereignty and individuality are stripped away from you. And the more that your vision is perverted by the culture and the ways they do things. You have to sacrifice yourself, your individuality, your authenticity, your sovereignty for the group. And that's what this whole life has been teaching us, preparing us to sacrifice our individuality, our spirit, and our sovereignty. Once we leave here, take it. I have been conditioned into a good groupthink, mind-controlled zombie. I can't think for myself. I've been believing other people's stories and narratives my whole life. You think now I'm going to start walking away and forging my own path? No. Please stuff me back into another body. Let's do it all over again. It's for my own good. It's for the good. It's for the all. When I look back at my life and I see most every time that I had been led astray, I was believing somebody else's story, somebody else's narrative, somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's, let's just say, propaganda. That's what's always led me astray. Shutting down my voice and replacing it with something else. And the more I let go of the stories and narratives that other people have told me to believe, and I inserted my voice and say, what do you think? How do you feel? What's the truth? That started shedding away all the falsities that I was allowing to narrate my life. There's many stories that happen along this spiritual journey if you take it. And there are many spirits, quote, spirits, who are going to try to pull you out of it and to see things the way they want to see it and to lead you by the hand and say, this is what it is. This is the truth. I have it and no one else does. We have it. Join our cult and you will be different. You will be the chosen. You will be one of the few. You will be one of the few who has this knowledge. Someone down there. You'll be one of the few who has this knowledge. You are special and you are different than everyone else. Join us. Trade in your individuality for the group, the hive mind. And you will be accepted and loved. And we will lead you to truth. And we will get you out of here. That's the thing. A lot of these groups, they do realize that something is wrong here. Because inside of us, the ones who are true and real, it's screaming out to us that this isn't right. This is wrong. So we get herded into these different cults of thinking and being and believing and living in order to prove ourselves, in order to prove our worthiness. We are different. We are special. And we are chosen we are few among the many. And that just feeds the false ego. And that's the love bombing that happens. They want to just fill you with self-importance and specialness. And a community where you're finally understood only if you believe and act the same way we do. It's just maddening. I've been through many of these things in my life, thinking, man, I finally found it. I finally found a community of people. We are the chosen ones. We are different. And to be objectively honest, there is something different about us. But to be objectively honest, there's something different about a lot of people. So what is the truth behind it? I set myself apart because, one, I want nothing to do with this world. Two, I'm forced to be here, so I have to participate until I no longer am in this body. Three, I want to do my best to honor myself, my true intentions, and my true vision, while trying to not cause suffering to other people. And four, I want the truth above all things. The truth is the only thing that matters. Nothing is above the truth, because without the truth, I live in delusions and deceptions and falsities, which will lead me off of the other three that I had mentioned. The truth in all things is what's most important. And being humble and knowing when I've been led astray and been led to do things that go against my internal compass, my heart. So, and there's much more than that, but those are things that just came to my mind. I'm not afraid to look at myself honestly and say, hey, what you did, you may have been coerced, you may have been programmed to do that, you may have been traumatized into that, but let's get into it. Let's not be a victim about it. Let's see it for what it is and realign with what is true, with what your vision is. And no matter what else happens in your life, if your vision is clear and straight and truthful, you can overcome anything. And by overcoming anything, I mean whatever happens to you, your internal heart, compass, vision, your true self cannot be broken, even though this life has tried to break it day in and day out. You can and have and will withstand whatever faces you. You can lose everything of this world and be okay internally. There may be moments where you're not okay and you're going through immense suffering, immense turmoil, and believing in false narratives and stories about yourself and the programs in your mind that have been trained to get you back into life. But I respect myself enough to be there for myself and say, all this may be true. I may be feeling this, experiencing this, but God damn it, this is not reality. And this is not forever. And there's nothing that can justify any of it. And my vision is aimed towards what's true. And no matter what happens, if I get sent back here for another round, they can't take what's not theirs. Everything in this world is theirs, but what's not theirs is my heart, my true essence. The thing that was not formed and molded by this fallen world. They can never have that, and they never will. With that said, even though I don't know how it works in this body, I'm trusting that there won't be there's not another round, another go around. This is it for me. I just have to keep continuing the walk out. No matter what distractions, no matter what doubts, fears, entities, supernatural events, weather events, bills, money, people, whatever it is, I am not number two. I'm number one, not in an ego, selfish way. What I'm saying is, I will no longer serve evil. I will no longer be second to whatever the hell is controlling my life and this place. I know my worth. My worth isn't dictated by what this life has presented it to me as. My worth is something that's eternal and infinite. And even though I don't have the right words to describe that, it's true. Sometimes being number one means you're last in the eyes of this place, because you're no longer trying to compete with other people's egos and trying to control their lives and trying to be superior or better, like it's some kind of race or a battle with the other prisoners. No. I can be humble. I can be respectful. And I can let people live the lives they want to live. Whether I agree with it or not, I have my own walk to take. And the more I get in and try to tinker with other people's lives or the world at large, it takes me away from what my walk is about and your walk is about. I'm only sharing this because it helps me, as I've said before, but also it may help you with your walk, in your individual walk to sovereignty. This place can leave you mad and make you go crazy, believing in all the external And then the internal has been blocked off from us by design. The internal has been firewalled off, heaped on layers and layers and layers of trauma, abuse, indoctrination, programming from every layer, from your family structure to the schooling, education, government structures, your jobs, your work, money system, spiritual, religion, science, propaganda, straight out lies, history. I mean, it goes on and on and on. This is one colossal mind fuck designed to keep you confused, weak, pathetic. You're a nobody. You're only a somebody if you have all these toys that mature adults work their whole lives for, so that they can get their fix, their drug addiction fix, and their distraction and their little pleasures to numb them from a cold, brutal reality. So there's nothing new or enlightening about this video. I'm just talking. I'm just the guy walking around outside talking. And it's helpful for me. This is just a guy out in the woods. Out in the woods. He's out in the woods away from civilization, so he can be alone with himself and go into the darkness and madness of his own mind, so he can reflect it back out and see what the hell is going on in there. Yeah, but you gotta be sure that the mind you're agreeing with isn't the false overlay. And that's kind of what this is. It's just digging in there, seeing the scripts and programs, delete, and allowing the real spirit to always be in the control, even though that's impossible here, because we are mere puppets on a string most of the time. But if you can see the strings and see the puppet being animated, that gives you awareness. It makes you number one. There we go. Wow, I just got some divine communication. Wow, that means everything's gonna be okay. I saw a one, I'm number one. Hey, we're gonna make it. Everything's gonna be okay. Because a one appeared, like a puzzle piece we have to figure out. I'm just having fun. You can either be depressed and sad and let anhedonia take over, which, you know, I have no real I don't feel fulfilled about anything in this life has to offer. I don't want to further my career. I don't want to get a bigger house. I don't want to even have a house. I don't want to eat. I don't want to sleep, obviously. I don't want. Isn't that desire? I don't want a desire. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of playing this stupid game. As in this mind game where everything you do is wrong. And even though you're a puppet being controlled, it's your fault. And you have to figure out the riddles and the puzzles. And if you can just keep looking and fit the pieces in the right way, it's going to reveal the picture, and then boom. But you got to keep searching, and here's this and here's that. And this is going to lead you astray, and this is going to kind of make you question what you used to believe. And oh, look at this over here. Wow. Always searching in the dark with a pinpoint flashlight, barely being able to see anything. Even the clues you find, you can't even see it in the dark. It's just a mere, you just see a little bit of it. Like that like that story where there's three blind guys and they're all feeling a different part of the elephant. One has the trunk, one has the legs, and one has the tail, and they all come up with different thoughts about what they're touching. They all come up with different ideas and theories about what they're touching, but the whole time they were touching the same thing. They just couldn't see it. They couldn't see the big picture. So everyone has all these different theories and ideas. We're all touching it. We're all touching it in our different way. And we all have our own idea, but it's impossible for us to feel the whole image when we've been blinded on purpose. And now we're all fighting over, well, I think it's a leg. I think it's a trunk. I think it's a tail. I think it's a fucking elephant from the higher perspective. But at the end of the day, who the hell cares? What? It's an elephant. What's the big deal? The big deal is we're all fighting over fucking nothing. It's just it's a distraction to keep us warring against each other. You know, I mean, I guess it is a big deal to find out what this place is. But I'm saying, what if what this place is, what we're trying to figure out, has just been laid out as bait for us to think that we're getting somewhere, to think that we're figuring this thing out, when it was just laid down as bait, knowing we couldn't truly see the whole picture. So they can work in the shadows to craft the image that they want us to believe in. Hey, could be true. And there was a bang. That's why fighting with other inmates leads nowhere. Real conversations and disagreements are good, but fighting your false ego with another's false ego is just a trap. I'm going to elevate my false ego because I am superior and I know more. You are a fool. You don't know how much I know. You know nothing compared to me. You're just an idiot. No, you're an idiot. Oh, fuck you. No, fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. That's how I see it. I've done that too in the past because I would let my false ego get in the way. I'm trying not to be like that anymore. Hey man, that's cool, man. Believe what you want. If you want to have a conversation, let's talk. If not, don't have time to argue with you. Because we both know it's going to get us nowhere because our egos are front and center, and that's what we're feeding, not coming to the truth. So, if you're still with me, thanks for sticking with me. Got this beautiful flower for you. Just for you. Bye. Well, you should have grabbed it. Sorry. Oh, now I'm gaslighting you because how are you going to put your hand through a phone or through the screen? See, that's kind of how this place works. It makes everything seem like it's your fault because you didn't do what you couldn't do. So now it's your fault. I think whatever these things are, they love to see us squirm and try to put the pieces together like Jigsaw in the movie Saw. Would you like to play a game? Which, that's a Mandela effect now. But yeah, it's like they created this colossal prison with keys as we run around the rat maze trying to figure things out. And There's traps, booby traps, lies, wrong ways, dead ends. And they're all just above us, just studying and laughing and saying, I wonder if they're going to go back down that dead end again. I wonder if they're going to go back to that cheese. Oh, look at it. I think they're getting somewhere, but it's just a maze, a circle maze, and they're going in circles, circles, circles. So, see, I'm going the wrong way. I'm just talking. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what it feels like sometimes. Well, pretty sure you're like, can you just end the fucking video? Yeah, I guess I can. I guess I've said a whole lot of nothing, huh? It's okay. These things are just hard to talk about and express, but hopefully you got something out of it. The snake is always going to be on our path and try to say, oh, it's a snake. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm fearful. Let's go back. No. Step right on that. Keep going. What are they going to do? Kill you? That's the best. That's the best thing they can do, huh? Yeah. I'm not afraid of death. Well, I guess my false ego is afraid of death. I can hear it in the background saying, no, you can't think like that. This is all you know. What's going to happen to you? Well, I know what's going to happen to you. You're going to be turned off, so that's fine with me. Here we go. An explanation of what searching for the truth is actually like. Dangerous. Do not cross this point, for if you do, you will find